I was flown out to LA for them to for me to sing in front of the coaches for American Idol. And it didn't work out. And it was devastating to me because it was a lot that I was going on. I was mourning my dad. So it was like, okay. And really, like 48 hours later, I was auditioning for The Voice, which is the season that I got picked for. So it felt like I had a little battery in my back, I'll say.
Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give them all glory, ain't no way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in no wasting time. They can come close but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Some artists perform, but others leave an experience. A presence that you feel, a voice you remember, and a sound that stays with you. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Silence, where your voice matters, where stories don't whisper, they speak, where pain meets purpose and voices find room to breathe. I'm your host, Arthur Nikki Nicole, and today, boy, do I have an episode for you. We're stepping into star power, soul, and sound. Tonight's guest is no stranger to the spotlight. Miss Dia, she is an independent R&B soul singer, songwriter, and performer from Queens, New York, now residing in Raleigh, who captivated the audience of The Voice, y'all. Yeah, I heard that clip and I was like, oh my God. I was jamming to it, y'all. But I ain't gonna give y'all too much more. I ain't give y'all too much more, but I will tell you her journey is amazing. Now she's doing her album this year called The Loop, where she blends soulful pop with neo soul feel, y'all. And I'm loving it. I've heard a couple songs already, y'all, and I'm loving it. But I ain't gonna give you too much more. I'm just gonna tell you this ain't just music. This is music with meaning. So after the countdown, let's get ready to break the silence with Miss Dia. Right?
Get up out your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Get up out your seats, ladies. Get up out your seats, ladies and gentlemen. We are lovers true and through, and though we made it through the storm, really want you to realize, really want to put you on. Been searching for someone to satisfy my every need. Be my inspiration, be the real love that I need. Real love, I'm searching for a real love, someone to set my heart free. Real love, I'm searching for a real love. I got to have. See, I'm searching for a real love and I don't know where to go. Been around the world and high and low.
Man, every time I see that clip, I be like, oh man, I done played that clip at least 5 or 6 times. Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome, welcome. So before we get started, I need to know who is Dia? Before the mic it ever existed.
Mhm. Before the mic ever existed, Dia is love. Dia is of the light, just wanting to spread positivity and, give people a little glimpse of hope, you know. I don't know. I'm that friend in the group chat, you know. If you going through something, if you want some real advice, you're gonna come to me.
Not the therapist,
So
you the therapist.
yeah, yeah. I mean, allegedly.
So now take me back to the beginning when you first fell in love with the mic and what made you say, you know what? Yeah, I think this is something I want to do. This is something I feel and something I'm going to do for a lifetime.
I think it started out when I was writing poems. So I started out doing poetry first, and then once I discovered I really had the ability to sing, even if what it was then is very different from what it is now, I was still like, this is something in my own brain as someone who was a person who enjoyed music myself as a consumer. So listening to myself sing songs that are out, I remember when I sang "Be Without You" by Mary J. Blige, and that high note at the end of, yeah, that, when I first hit that note, I was like, well, wait, hold on, it wasn't all the way there. But when I went for it, I was like, wait, that's ability. What's that? And that was, I mean, probably when the song first came out. That was way back when. Probably like
Listen,
what, oh 09, oh 08, oh 07? One of those, somewhere around there.
wow. Now if you can sing, I said you can sing Mariah Carey, anything by Mariah Carey, Mary J. Blige, any of them legends back then, you can what they
Mhm.
say, the old people say sing. If you can
Yeah.
sing those songs by them because they really took a lot of time into their craft, coming up.
The Whitneys.
The Whitneys, yes,
hmm
yes. If you can
That
sing
vocal
any songs by them,
technicality that she knows how to do is, who knew how to do, is out of this world. R.I.P.
it's
She should
amazing.
be here.
Should be here. Amazing.
hmm
So now before we get to the loop, we got to talk about that experience on The Voice. What did being on The Voice reveal about you that you didn't know before you stepped on that stage?
I feel like it really gave me a glimpse of what Hollywood is gonna feel like. I'm an independent artist now, but I feel like who knows what the future holds for me. I'm 100% okay with being committed to the process if I did have to be independent for the rest of my entire career, for wherever that's supposed to go. But, if that ever came to a place, then maybe. Depending on what it's looking like. But right now we just trying to gain some, put ourselves in a better position, so that way when that is a conversation, then yeah, we'll know how to move forward from there.
So now you
Where
said
it's
gave
lucrative, it's a partnership.
you said what Hollywood feels like. Now you got to elaborate on that. What does Hollywood feel like?
Hollywood feels like, hmm. And granted, I'm not from LA or, anywhere in the California area. So I feel like it could be a sense of everyone that I know and love was from New York. So going there was like my sole purpose was coming there for that. So I feel like it really put you in the feel of like, okay, like I'm in a whole different realm right now, especially with, it was really like boot camp, preparing us for the show and rehearsals and, you know, all of that. So
Boot
yeah.
camp.
hmm
Wow. Whew. So
In
you
a
had to practice
sense,
all day, every day.
I wouldn't say all day, every day, but if you, I mean, depending on where you were with your songs and your song choices and your set, not even, what it was that you were putting on, then that would make the difference. But I feel like all of us, in the sense, when you're in that space, you're locked in on trying to get the goal. We're all after the goal. So it kind of puts you in that space where it's like, okay, you need to continue working on what it is that you came here to do.
Right.
Eye on the prize. So it
Right.
does, in a sense, feel like that. But yeah, it gives you that, this is the real deal. Now or never,
Now or
you know?
never. That
Mm-hmm.
pressure's on.
The pressure, yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's like I found myself repeatedly going back and forth, listening to what, like maybe like playing "Real Love," the instrumental that the band did for me there, because it's a custom beat that they do to the song.
Hmm.
So having that and basically putting another version of Mary's song over that, which is also not the original beat, right?
Right,
So
right.
it's like making it truly a Dia Malay version of Real Love.
And you did that. You did that now. I was like,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that was like my first time in a very long time that I had true nerves before I started performing. And I think it's because you can't ever get that back. It's different from somebody seeing it on Instagram. This is in front of like the nation. So you
Right.
can't you can't just run that one back. But it's all good for the people who did see me on that show and saw the journey and then continued to follow me after that. Shout out to you because the fact that I didn't win the show and you stuck with me throughout the journey from the show to now and still keeping up with me, that alone, like, y'all probably saw this. This is the loop. Y'all probably saw this coming and was like, all right, yeah, I need to stay in the loop for real. No pun intended.
For real.
Cause she going somewhere. So shout out to y'all.
How did that feel though? Because I know it had to be millions of people, in the audience when you was performing. How did that feel? And like being up there, knowing that okay, you got John Legend on the stage, that's
Mhm.
gonna probably turn around. And he turned around. I knew he was gonna turn around. How did that feel? Just being in that moment and seeing all these people. What's the secret sauce? Because do you look over the crowd or do you look at the crowd when you performing like that?
I'm looking, I'm connecting with everyone in the crowd.
Mm,
There's not one person in the room over the other that I'm connecting with more than the other. And the funny part is it's like I come from a competition background. So I learned the element of like I'm not necessarily locked into the judges, like trying to sing directly to them or like sing directly to the coaches in the voice terms. It's like I'm performing for the room. And I feel like that it was more so of a way to connect with everyone, not just any specific one. So I feel like that really changed the dynamic to a point where even when Blake turned around, Blake was like, just sitting here talking to you, just just looking at you. It's just like I could tell, like something's just something about you.
wow.
But
Yeah,
he
that
didn't
that
turn. He didn't turn. But for someone to instantly look at me and have like 30 seconds of a conversation with me and are able to determine that, I mean, it speaks to who you asked who I was
hmm.
without everything else,
Right.
without the music. So that's how
Right.
I'm going to show up through the music because a big part of my brand is authenticity. So
Can't get nowhere else without it. I mean, you gotta have it. Being
if you
yourself
really
is the
want to
best
do
part.
this, if you really want to do this and sustain this, I feel like being authentic is the way to do it. Look at
Yes.
Cardi B. Because her brand comes across so authentic, I feel like it's gonna sustain her for a very long time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it everyone's flawed, right? There's no perfect human beings, but
Right.
authenticity is truly the answer.
Truly. Because nobody can be you but you. And you know you
And I
better
know
than
it's easier to say, but once you really get grasp the concept, you're gonna be like, wow, like yeah.
oh my
And
God.
then you'll lock in.
Once you do it for real, when you know who you are,
Hmm.
man, the world is at your fingertips.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy. So now what's something people saw on that stage that didn't reflect what you were feeling behind the scenes before you got on the stage?
Um, I think because I was so in my head about a lot of other things, I really was looking at the voice as my redemption from, because I just did, I mean, I've told this story previously too, but I did American Idol previously. And when I was flown out to Atlanta, no, 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 sorry, not Atlanta, to LA. I was flown out to LA for them to for me to sing in front of the coaches for American Idol. And it didn't work out. And it was devastating to me because it was a lot that I was going on. I was mourning my dad. So it was like, okay. And really like 48 hours later, I was auditioning for The Voice, which is the season that I got picked for. So it felt like I had a little battery in my back, I'll say. I had a little like extra, how do I say, a little extra drive to really drive it home, to say. But I feel like if people knew my story prior to, it would have been a little bit different. But that's what stuff like this is for them to see the story now and be
Right.
like, wow, that's what she was actually going through when we were watching that. You know, the fact that like she was out there fighting for her life.
Fighting. Fighting. Would have never known it if you wouldn't
I
have said
wasn't,
it.
and the thing is, I wasn't focused on like having the perfect notes. I didn't go out there trying to make sure that I came across as the perfect singer, even though the show was called The Voice. Again, I was showcasing Dia Malay. I was showcasing my authenticity. I was showcasing the fact that everyone who is participating in this performance right now, you're all equal.
Right.
And I'm giving you soul and I'm giving you real authentic vibes.
Right.
And they knew that. The crowd felt me. Trust me. Of course you don't really see that in the clips. They don't really put that, like they don't edit that part, crowd's reactions, into the show as much as you think.
Wow.
There are people screaming my name.
Wow. That's amazing. See, R.I.P. to your father though, and the
Thank
for you
you.
to be carrying that in the moment, and also just didn't get chosen for American Idol, carrying that on your mind at the same time. You went out there and still killed it.
Had to
You
bounce
did
back.
it. You did it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you still should feel proud. And most people don't even make it to where you made it. That's how you gotta look at it too. Sometimes our
Yeah.
journey. I say this a lot. Your journey is not everybody else's journey. And once we stop looking at other people's journey and just focus on our journey, then we can go a little bit
Hmm.
further in life. That's
That's right.
hard though. It's
Yeah.
hard though.
Hmm. Yeah.
So now, how has your definition of making it changed? From then to now, from when you started to now.
Um, I keep creating new ways to make it, I fear. I keep changing the bar, but I feel like that's what we should be doing. Everything that I like say, like back in the day, like maybe in 2009 when I first discovered my voice, I would be like, "Oh, maybe I could, do the voice one day. Maybe I could do the voice one day and that would be me making it. That would feel like me making it." But it's like once I did it, it's like, okay, I need to find something else to help me redefine what making it is. Because to me the limit don't exist. I don't want any peak. I don't want to peak. So you gotta keep creating that. It
I
only
feel
makes
that.
sense.
I feel that
Mhm.
because once you accomplish one thing that you set out for, now you got to figure out what's the next step. Now you got to do something else, and then it's a forever thing. Like you said, unlimited,
Yeah.
unlimited.
Like I
So
said, I
now,
started out as a recording artist, but like right now I got my own company. It's called Multi Creates LLC. And I'm doing everything from, just the umbrella of Dia Malay as a brand and my singing and my songwriting. Like that's technically my label right now.
wow.
So I got my company and I got projects on the side that I'm doing within the company that's going to help the creative community as well. So I'm really excited for what that's about to do. But yeah,
See,
very, very
that
excited.
led to this. See, that was your stepping stone to get where you're at now.
Hmm. This is
We,
me redefining me making it.
that's it. That's
This is
it.
redefining the making it. Like now, once I do that and that endeavor is fully flourishing and doing it, I need another thing to help me make it.
Right, right. So now I'm gonna play a snippet of one of your songs. I'm gonna play a snippet. I'm gonna play the whole song. I love
Okay.
this song, y'all. Chardonnay. We're gonna be right back.
Okay.
Silver tongue, but your edges show. Sugar coated stories melt too slow. Yeah, you wrote the script, but I flipped the page. Now I'm the author, directing the play. Honey on your lips, venom in the bite. You're a midnight poet, tell it never show it. Mind tricks, heart skips, you're used to having your way. But I don't fall victim to games you play. The games you play, it's all charades. Don't wanna play your charade. Said I don't fall victim to games you play. Boy, you move like rhythm, smooth operator. Every line rehearsed, real narrator. Any queen you crown, you dethrone by dawn. A kingdom built on broken songs. Honey on your lips, venom in the bite. You're a midnight poet, tell it never show it. Mind tricks, heart skips, you're used to having your way. But I don't fall victim to games you play. The games you play, it's all charades. Don't wanna play your charade. Said I don't fall victim to games you play.
That's a flute that's playing.
Yeah.
I love it. I was like that. That stands out the whole entire song. That was just locked in. I heard
Yeah.
that flute. I was like, I love the sound of this. So now,
Mhm.
take me back to the creation of that song and why you chose that song and behind the scenes, the lyrics of it as well.
Yeah. So I mean, Charade was kind of fast. Kind of wrote that very fast, low key. Maybe like the second verse, I maybe like changed some stuff last minute when I actually went to the studio to do it. But yeah, I wrote it at home and pretty much was just in that space where I was actually that was probably one of the later songs that I had to create, but I was trying to tie the story all together and how to I know I needed a curve, like I needed a curving point in the album because it starts off with the loop, which is pretty much the intro, describes the album within itself. Um, then NRG, basically starting off at the meeting, you know. Then next, basically seeing through it. Then you go to the next, and then there's like a separation. Then the next song, you see the person, and I was like, oh man, we in the club. This deja vu. Oh my gosh. It's like it's telling the full story if you're really listening. So yeah, it's like it's a loop of a love story.
Your love story?
Um, I take a little bit of inspiration from everywhere, including myself.
Okay. See, I didn't know
Hmm.
all that. If you wouldn't have told me that, I wouldn't know. See, I only listened to the three that you sent me. I
Hmm.
listened to those three. Um,
Okay.
that song, Buttons, and
Yeah.
it's an NRG. I listened to those three, but I didn't
Mhm.
know it was unfolding a story within the loop.
Yeah. Yeah. There was this story. So we got the loop, NRG, which you said you have. Then there's Charade, which is the third track on the project. Then hold on, am I getting the sequence wrong? Hold on, let me fact check myself. Okay, yes, Charade. Then we got Deja Vu, which was the song that I was just talking about. There was a separation from the Charade, which is like, it's still early. I could exit. I could step out of the situation now. then the beginning of Deja Vu is basically a voice note where I'm waiting from. So the visual concept behind it is I'm waiting for my friend outside the club, and I'm talking to her on the phone, waiting for her to like find parking and walk up to the club so we can walk in together. And somebody walks up, and I noticed that it's the guy that was putting me through the charade.
Wow.
So yeah, and so through the song you hear basically a conversation. How you been? It's been a long time. It's like it pulls you into the storyline. So as I say, you gotta like really listen to the album in sequence. Don't put the loop on skip on shuffle. It don't make sense. Do not
Wow.
put the loop on shuffle. You gotta let it flow. I mean, it's gonna sound good on shuffle too, because I mean
It's you.
it's sounding good. But the sequence of it is what makes it make sense. It's gonna help you understand me as an artist. So that way I'm not out here just like throwing darts at the wall. I'm actually making conceptual music.
So now, what made you come up with that idea to do it that way? Because that's very unique. You doing it
Hmm.
in a storyline, and you can shuffle it, but don't shuffle it because it ain't make sense. What
Yeah.
made you do it that way?
Um, I don't know. It could be like my poetry background, but I also think like I'm just again, it goes back to the authenticity thing. I want for people when they hear my music, it's like, okay, like it actually flows into a sequence of like what we're seeing from her, what we're hearing from her, what we know about her, what we love about her, all these different things. Like it's just making sense.
I
So
love
the
it.
music, so the music should reflect that. Now, I mean, there's a project that I am working on right now where it's a little bit deeper on the vulnerability scale. But that's going to be coming out soon, and I'm a little bit. It's team come out. It has to come out, but there are some conflicting emotions about it.
Mm,
Just off of the strength of like these songs were really created in a space of my life where I'm no longer at, but it needs to come out because it could easily be somebody else's story,
right.
you
Hmm.
know? And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now with my up and coming album. So yeah.
Wow, I love it. So now, what? Now you just talked about your upcoming project. What part of your journey have you had to fight to protect the most?
Hmm. Protect the most. I would say my belief in self, my faith in knowing that this is going to happen for me, not it just being this is something that I'm dreaming about. No, I truly believe if you have a dream about something and you're willing to actually, meet God halfway and put the steps in, then you really are going to obtain such thing that you dream about. So once I kind of understood that, it really disqualified any disbelief that I could have about my career and what is possible for what it is that I'm doing, because I'm doing it. I'm actually putting in the legwork. Why wouldn't it happen for me if I'm
Right.
actually talented also in what it is that I'm doing? So, I mean, for whoever is choosing to ignore that, that's a personal thing, but it really got nothing to do with what is actually transpiring in my life and what God is doing.
That's right. But they say faith without work is dead anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put in the work if you want to go where you need to go in life. You got to put in the work, and sometimes it's going to be harder than you think.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah.
that's when you realize you're stronger than what you thought you was too.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just as easy as just seeking the information.
That's it.
Do you know how simple that is? But some people don't even want to
But
do that.
no, they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do that. The simple stuff. So
Yeah.
now I'm down to the least favorite part of the show. The last
Mhm.
question.
Okay.
If your sound had a personality, how would it describe you?
Unique. Unique and intentional.
There's that word again, intentional. My sister always says you have to be intentional about everything that you do. And it's so
Mm-hmm.
true. It's so true. Even your name rings volumes no matter where you go, even down
Mm-hmm.
to ordering your food at a restaurant. They're calling
Yeah.
your name.
Yeah.
So you're
Yep.
right. You have to be intentional in everything you do.
That's
So
right.
now I'm gonna pass the mic to you. I'm gonna do the countdown. This is your moment to let everybody know how to stream your music,
Mm-hmm.
how to get in contact you for business, anything
Mm-hmm.
about you that you want them to know, and you can give them some advice too, because especially
Yeah.
to the upcoming artists that's coming up, that might be struggling to just get
Yeah.
started. All right. So
Yeah.
after the countdown, I'm passing the mic to you.
Sounds
All right.
good.
So before I pass the mic, I just want to say thank you. I am grateful to be able to converse with some amazing people doing amazing things every day and share them with you so you can know about these people. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting Breaking the Silence. It means the world to me. So if this space has inspired you, challenged you, or made you feel seen in some type of way, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, like this episode, share it with someone who needs it, and drop that comment and let me know you're here because I want to hear your thoughts. Your support means everything to me. It keeps these conversations going. So now, let me pass the mic so you can know how to get in contact with this amazing guest. So let's get back into this episode.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Dia Malai, singer-songwriter. I am currently located in Raleigh, North Carolina, but I do call New York City of Queens home. So if y'all out here, please contact me. Follow me on all social media platforms, DIAMALAI. And you can follow me on TikTok too at Days with Delay. So that's going to be DAZE with DILAI. Definitely stay in the loop with me, no pun intended, but the loop is out right now. So y'all should definitely go stream that. And I got another album on the way, and the album that I dropped before Statements before the loop. It's called Statements. You see how I kind of got ahead of myself right there? Yeah. Go follow, go tap in. Lots of stuff coming. Yeah. Love y'all.
She said statement. See what I did right there? I love
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
love it. We locked in.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that you need me to do on my end to further support you, please let me know. Trust me, I'm getting ready to do a music promo, y'all. So y'all will hear her voice again of her
Yeah.
top 5 songs, Nicole's choice. I'm gonna pick them 5 songs and I'm gonna let y'all hear them. So y'all will be hearing her again. But thank you so much for coming and supporting me on this
Yeah.
journey. Like I said, if there's anything I can do on my end, please let me know so we can
Will
continue to win.
do. Of course. Nice to meet you, Nikki.
You as well. And thank you
Yes.
everybody else out there tuning into this amazing episode. I hope that y'all caught some of the gems along the way. I hope that y'all will stay locked in and y'all will make sure y'all go support her journey. I hope that today's conversation has left you feeling seen, heard, and inspired. And remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and healing begins when we stop suffering in silence. So until next time, keep speaking your truth, keep showing up for yourself, and keep breaking the silence because healing starts when we do what? Speak. Later, everybody.
I bust the windows out your car, and no, it didn't mend my broken heart. I'll probably always have these ugly scars, but right now I don't care about that car. I bust the windows out your car after I saw you laying next to her. I didn't wanna, but I took my turn. Glad I did it. You had to learn. Ooh, oh. I just the way